Good morning, gang. Happy Tuesday from a finally rainy East Tennessee. They got one right. What do you know? Well, we're going to see where this one leads us. Remember 2 years ago, we were energy independent. Gas was about $2.25 a gallon. And the guy in charge was the mean tweeter in charge. Oh my God, mean tweets. Oh, my poor feelings. Okay. So we get a senile old man in there who's, who could ever dislike Uncle Joe? Yeah. While Trump was working on doubling the GDP, Biden's been working on doubling gas prices. So, there we go. Well, it's time for the cows to come home. In case y'all didn't see this yesterday, the White House has now declared an emergency, a national emergency, and an authorization for temporary extensions of time and duty-free importation of solar cells and modules from Southeast Asia. So this is the deal. ERCOT, the guys that basically run the Texas grid, have said that today, June 7th, they will not be able to meet demand for the power consumption that Texans will need. There will be rolling blackouts in Texas today. Okay? Too many people running air conditioners, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah. And yesterday, Joe decided, hey, you know what? We have a problem producing power. So you know what my solution is? Let's borrow more money and buy shit from China. Okay? We can't keep the houses cool. Yet they're trying to push electric vehicles on us. We don't have enough power that we're generating right now from what's left of the natural gas, nuclear, coal burning, hydroelectric, whatever power. And Joe thinks we can get rid of all of that and everybody can go to solar. This administration is the most idiotic, incompetent group of people. I mean, again, they made Barack Obama and Jimmy Carter look like geniuses, all right? Obama was a complete moron, but at least he'd give a good speech. Joe can't put a sentence together. This is where it gets interesting. Because he's declared a national emergency, this gives the White House more power on things they can do. Now, I'm not saying we're going to martial law or something over this, but they can now start saying, you're shutting off all the power to, pick one, Arkansas. Because it's more important that we have power in Washington, D.C., or whatever it would be. They can really use this as a political weapon. National emergencies allow the party in charge to do things they would not normally be able to do. Now, I can tell you for certain there's something that's up their sleeve, okay? Because we know this. This is a manufactured crisis by them. And, of course, they are going to never let a crisis go to waste. So this brings a question. Has everybody gotten on board yet? Did people listen? For how many years? Longer than I've been on YouTube, that's for sure. Preppers have been saying, figure out your own power solutions. Off-grid guys have been doing water wheels and wind power and, the advent of a lot of these solar generators for quite a few years now. Gas generators have been around for decades, okay? And a lot of people, preppers for the most part, took care of their own power needs. The majority of this country, majority of most countries, had the answer of, the grid will always be good. Right. Okay. If our government solution that is not realistic, is solar panels, is solar power for the country, why is it that people haven't said, gee, you know what? As a backup source, this might be something good for me, because the government can't do anything on a cost-efficient basis. But the individual can. Most people are pretty good about not wasting money, about finding deals, about whatever to meet their needs, so they don't have a household emergency. Now, there are going to be people, I completely get that some of the alternative power solutions are out of their reach. I get that, all right? But a gas generator, you can get yourself a decent gas generator for a couple of $100. It somehow, some way, somewhere, you can come up with that. I've suggested many times different ways of making a little bit of extra money on the side. Somebody asked me yesterday about what the survey deal was. And I told them, Opinion Outpost. You can go make a couple of $100 doing surveys in a month over there. All right, maybe a month and a half. You can probably make enough money in a month and a half sitting down in front of the TV or sitting down while you're listening to YouTube videos, answering surveys, to make yourself enough money to go buy a generator. Because it's only the beginning of June. We haven't even got to the hottest part of the year yet. And now we have a national emergency on electricity. What happens when it's a national emergency on gasoline? What happens when it's a national emergency on diesel fuel? Notice what you haven't heard. Gee, we have a shortage of coal. No, we just need to clean the environment. We can't burn coal. The United States has some of the most clean, or has the most cleanest burning coal facilities in the world, and we don't use it. China has some of the most polluting coal facilities in the world, and they're building more. And yet, all these yahoos that get together all the time tell us what we need to do without. Go talk to China. Other than that, stop sending them our money. We don't need their solar panels. We need competent decision making in our government. Pinball out.